and good afternoon. Welcome back to the cult. Today we're talking to the guys from Alpha 365 about their new exciting project. Good morning, guys. DeFi Rebel, Milon. Jesus, I'm sorry. I butchered that.
It's Malone. You're good.
How's your guys' day going so far?
No, I was just grinding through. You know how it is, man. Another rough day at the office, but glad to be here with you guys.
Well, so I guess let's start with the basics. Tell me about the team, and we'll go from there. Why don't you introduce yourself, DeFi Rebel and Milan, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you very much. DeFi Rebel, multi-year experience here, and if you want to call it DeFi or the cryptoverse, assisting the project, AMAs, any project support, Telegram, all the above, kind of like a Swiss Army knife of Alpha 365. Mil?
Oh yeah, sorry. I was, trying to get the links together, but yeah, same. Helping out with the Telegram, helping out, with a little marketing here and there. AMA's been here for a minute in DeFi. So just like you said, perfect description, Swift Army knife.
Yep. We got Lek. He's been a dev for over 10 years. He's our main dev on this project. He's had recent projects. I think maybe people know Baby Jackpot, working with DeFi Damsel. Obviously, everyone knows Tony. Tony, very notable in the space, notable projects of the past are MDT, V1 and 2, and recently Piston. And we have Ghost and Gioshi as well, and they both have multi-years of experience in crypto and DeFi. So that kind of rounds out the team. Most of the team, the guys we just mentioned, are based in Italy and Croatia as well. And the team's been working for roughly about 6 months prior to the launch, right, to bring Alpha to the point it is at today.
Oh, so the coding started a long time ago? That long ago?
The idea, the workshop, all the above,
Very cool. So tell me, how did the project get started? What sparked the idea?
Well, Tony, after we wrapped up Piston, right? Or it's just trying to think, how do you make a project that's going to be sustainable, that's going to make DeFi better, right? How can you make something that's not dependent on just more users, right? More investment. So that was kind of the driving conduit. And then, working with others, others have ideas, and I think Crypto Phil gave him some ideas, and basically, they come up with the project of Alpha 365, where you can kind of have some of the mechanics that we'll talk about here shortly, called, Alpha Vault Charger, AVC. There's something called the Alpha Range as well. So it's different mechanics, different mixtures from lessons learned from different projects, right? And trying to bake that into a different kind of project that will, go the far run, if you will.
Okay. So why don't you break it down for me? Tell me, what is Alpha 365?
Absolutely. So what we're building here is it's a multi-tiered ecosystem at Alpha 365. It starts with the ROI DApp, but it is a multi-tiered ecosystem. So it's going to start with the vault, the Alpha Vault, which is the ROI portion. We also are going to have Alpha NFTs, which we've already launched as well with the vault. We'll talk about all these in detail as we kind of move through. Omega and Omega NFTs, and we have additional avenues for external revenue that we're trying to bring into the project or have brought into the project. So those are the kind of pieces of the ecosystem. Now, what is launched is the Vault and the Alpha NFT. What's to come, right, in the roadmap is Omega NFTs, and additional external revenues with additional kind of side projects or projects that are going to launch. They're going to support Alpha as a whole, right? But what we're looking to do is we're looking to create kind of pillars of sustainability or steps to sustainability, right? And we think that the Alpha Vault Charger is a game changer. I know we'll talk more as we kind of get into what is the vault, how do the mechanics work, all that kind of good stuff, right? But that we feel is going to be a game changer. And Omega is going to be huge, right? When that's basically the integration of the sports betting side of the house, right? So that's coming very soon. That's under development. And we'll talk about that as we get a little further into the discussions here as well.
Okay. So, can you liken the basic parts to something else that I can like wrap my head around to kind of get started for the people that don't, to kind of paint a picture for the people that don't really know what it's about?
What would you say, Mel? I've heard different pieces of ARC and other projects kind of combined, right? What would you say?
Yeah, it's kind of a mixture of all of it, to be honest. It's a mixture of all of the ROI dApps, from the Furios to the ARCs, from the Drips, from the Pistons. It's kind of a mixture of all of it, just learning from the missteps of everything to kind of bring something that's a little more sustainable. Not to say that we're in some type of competition, but the DeFi space has been crazy to say the very least. So we're trying to bring something that's unique and something that will last for a long time.
Yeah, and it's a lot of lessons learned, from different places, right? Especially our own previous projects that Tony's been a part of that I think a lot of us were invested in, right? MDT, Piston, those projects. I know I was. So just taking lessons learned and trying to just continue to improve, come up with an improved project, always continuously improving, right? But it starts with the Alpha Vault. So I can break that down a little bit if you'd like.
Yes, please.
So the Alpha Vault, right? We have a groundbreaking dApp. It's a unique multi-vault system where users can have up to 10 vaults per wallet, each vault lasting a maximum of 365 days. Deposited tokens are all locked, but will generate a daily percentage up to 1.5% back to you in alpha tokens, right? That's up to ROI, or up to 1x your real deposit.
Okay.
So your deposit itself, redeposit is not allowed, right? So once you deposit into your vault, that's pretty much, that vault is locked except for airdrops and, those type of additional things you'll receive from teams and things of that nature, team builders. So you have to make sure that you know what your deposit is when you create your vault, right? Now you can create more vaults per wallet. It's up to 10 vaults. So you can deposit only once into each vault, and therefore the only possible actions are to claim and compound, right? And in the case of new purchases via the swap, right, any alpha tokens you buy via the swap will be automatically deposited into a vault, into your wallet.
Oh. So forgive me for stopping you real quick. So
please.
The only way you can the only way you can have alpha in your wallet is to claim it. You can't buy it, because if you buy it, it goes into the vault.
Correct.
Did I get that right?
That is correct.
So that means you guys are doing a custom decks, or or does this work anywhere else? Or
yeah, you can only buy.
Obviously, it can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can only no worries. You can only buy and swap right now off of our swap on our portal.
Okay, very cool. That makes it. What's the word I'm looking for? That makes the circulating supply quite elastic, doesn't it? Because is it minting? Once you claiming, that's technically minting, right?
Well, not necessarily so, because we also have an LMS per se. So as the buys and sells happen, we have a dynamic, alpha system that kinds of buys it, sells it to where, you're not always minting, like you said.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Forgive me for that tangent. Go ahead and continue, sir.
No. And hey, any questions you have, stop me, ask the questions. It's kind of like the informality, kind of back and forth. So whatever you have, just throw at us, right? But so 1.5% back up to ROI, which is probably, we're looking at about 126 days, right? From the time of deposit. That's when you ROI. So after you hit that, you go to 1% daily returns, right? Up to 2 times your NB or 2 times your deposit, right? Which is basically 200%. So once you get that and you hit 2 times your deposit, then the vault will go to 0.5% for the remainder of the vault, which is, whatever the remainder of that is, 365 days, right? Is the life of the vault. So 126 days to get 1.5%, which you'll ROI, and then you'll get the 1% back for, until you 2 times your deposit, and then for the remainder of the vault of that 300, the remainder of that 365 days, you will have 0.5%. Which we think is, is pretty substantial, right? The 1.5%. But I think we like how, it's not just, hey, 1.5% for the life of the vault. We understand that we needed to tier this, right? But the one thing that we talked about, right, one of the mechanics is called the Alpha Vault Charger, all right? And what this is to utilize your vault each week, users will pay a fee based on the vault size, ranging from $2 to $10, depending on the size of your deposit. So the fee is it's negligible compared to withdrawals, and is crucial for sustaining the project.
Say that again. I didn't wrap my head around it.
So basically, to use your vault, right, every once a week, you are prompted to pay the AVC, which is an alpha vault charge. That is a fee you pay back into the project to utilize your vault, right? And vaults for less than 150 alpha in them only pay $2 per week. Vaults with 150 to 500 alpha, but less than 500 alpha, pay $5 a week. And vaults with over 500 alpha will pay $10 a week, right? And you pay that you pay your AVC from within your vault when you're prompted from the vault itself, and it prompts every 7 days, right? And you pay that in USDC. Now, what we think is pretty rad is on the first of each month, members will receive a monthly airdrop in tokens equivalent to the fees paid, and 100% of the money or the fees that are being paid into the AVC are going back into the project. Nothing is going to the team, right? So we think that's a piece that will help with sustainability. Obviously, it's not going to be the only piece, but that is one of the pillars of sustainability we like to say we have is the charger. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you rugged a little bit, so you rugged me a little bit there. Can you say that last part again?
Yeah, we feel like that's one of the pieces that we feel like is a game changer, right? For Alpha is we have the AVC, which is Alpha Vault Charger, which for everyone that basically deposited at launch, AVC is going to start in 2 days, right, from now. So in 2 days from now, you're going to be prompted to pay that AVC charge, or
and if it doesn't, you stop accruing. What happens?
Yeah, if you don't pay it, your vault is paused. You stop accruing. The vault is paused. You have to pay the AVC to continue in for basically to utilize your vault each week, right? But again,
and you also have to interact with the system every 24 hours, right?
Yes. Every 24 hours, the system pauses, and you have to take the action of either claiming or compounding.
I can't say I love that, to be honest with you. I can't say I love that because I forget stuff so often. Is there
I kind of understand where you're coming from. A lot of persons have raised, concerns about, we're used to,
I just forget stuff.
You said it and you forget it. You said it even before I said it. You said it and you forget it. But I mean, truth be told, I think all of us have witnessed how quickly things move in this DeFi space. So you have to kind of pay attention to what's going on, and not only that,
you mean I have to be responsible for my money? That's so annoying.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly it.
You said it. Yeah, it's just we want people to stay in touch with the investment, right? We want you to stay in touch with your investment.
So you studied it. You said you studied the ecosystem. Pure had something where you could pay to compound for X amount of days. What about people that go on vacation? What people like?
Okay, so here's another thing. The way that Alpha is set up, because again, remember what we said. We're trying to remember all of the missteps from all of the different projects,
Right.
including the ones that we've brought to the forefront. You're
Mm-hmm.
not going to be able to compound into oblivion. That goes with, your alpha range. You can only compound until your alpha range reaches 10. Once it reaches 10, you have to automatically claim, which, if you want to draw a comparison, is similar to, something that ARC did or does. So you won't be able to compound your way into oblivion, and you won't be able to claim your way all the way out, because the amount that you're able to claim will decrease if your alpha range reaches at a certain level. So that is the reason that you have to come and be kind of responsible for your investment.
And NB is net balance, right?
That's correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it initially starts at 5, right? And then every time you claim, it's a subtraction of 2, and every time you compound, it's an addition of 1 for the AR, right? So if that alpha range goes below 0, so if the AR drops to 0, your daily ROI percentage will be excuse me, it cannot exceed 10 in AR, as Millen said, right? Once 10 is reached, you will only be able to claim. But if the AR drops to 0, the daily ROI percentage will be permanently reduced to 0.5%. And you will be required to perform 10 compounds in a row. And what it's kind of, I guess, classified in the white paper is it's in gel, right? Your vault's in gel. And to get your vault out of gel, you got to do 10 consecutive compounds. But here's the thing, too. If you're already at 0.5% and your SR hits 0, you're going to be reduced permanently to 0.25% until the vault expires. So we feel like that mechanic kind of works hand in hand with the AVC and kind of works hand in hand with keeping everybody, as you said, kind of responsible and in touch with your investment, if you will.
So so then you don't want it to go past like 3 then, right? That'd be good.
Well,
Is that a good like mental stop point to tell yourself don't
you
ever
could
go
say
below
3,
3?
or you could even go 2, right? I think 3 or 2, right? I mean, obviously, if you hit 1, if you're at 1, right, you're gonna want to compound to get that bad boy back up, right? You just do not want to drop below 1. 1 is the danger zone, right? I think, like you said, staying at 2 or 3 is probably a good deal. We're working on some calculators to kind of show, hey, here's your investment. If you do a compound claim kind of strategy, right? Two days compound, 1 day claim. That will keep your alpha range in your vault in kind of a healthy state, right? And you just keep rinsing and repeating. You should basically stay at exactly where you want to be to get that 1.5% for that 126 days, and then kind of so forth down, to the next, and then to the end of the vault.
Interesting. Okay. So 1 second.
Yeah, so basically you have you have your alpha vault, right? And the mechanics around that are the AVC and the alpha range all working together, for the overarching project.
Interesting. Okay. Tell me about the onboarding system.
So the onboarding system, right? So obviously if you're a team builder and you want to develop your team, you need to hold the alpha NFT. All right. And not only you don't have to hold the NFT just for team builders though, right? The NFT is dividend capable in itself, but if you are building a team and want to receive referral rewards, deposits, compounds, you have to hold the NFT, and you have to hold the NFT to the level of your downline, right? So if you have, 5 downlines, you need to hold a level 5 NFT. Level 1 NFT starts at $250 USDC, right? But it's dividend capable. It enables users to earn interest directly in USDC from the buying and selling of alpha tokens and NFTs, right? So the rewards pool there is being filled from the taxes from the buys and sells of alpha, right? But each action, let me see here. Your deposit rewards, right? 5% of all direct referral deposits, level 1, are paid to the upline wallet with a round robin system up to 10 levels. So as far as...
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, no, I answered my own question.
Okay,
I was thinking
understood.
drip, and it was like I was going to ask about redeposit, but there are no redeposits.
Right,
Sadly.
right. Yep. What you will get though, right, is you'll get your rewards, into your vault, from your downline. So compounding as well, 5% of compounds in or around Robin system paying 15 levels upstream before resetting. So you get 5% of all direct referral deposits, level 1, are paid to the upline wallet with the round robin system of 10 levels. Now, if the direct upline wallet does not qualify for the referral rewards, has no alpha NFT, that 5% deposit reward goes to the we like to call the ATW, the alpha top wallet. So it's just the project, right? And then, like I said, compounding rewards, 5% of compounds enter the round robin system, paying 15 levels upstream. Disqualified levels are skipped as well in the compounding. The ATW is the highest occupied level, and unoccupied levels, above the ATW, lose 5% to the ATW. So,
So
but
let's say for example, I have like let's go to the max downline real quick. Let's say
sure.
that well, no, it wouldn't matter anyways, because I'm trying to think if it skips you if you don't have an NFT, then that means that that downline ends with that person, right? Pretty much.
If you're the top wallet, right? If it's your team, right? If
Okay.
you are the it's gonna you don't hold the NFT, it's basically going to go to the top wallet. Yeah, you have to hold the NFT to get your referral rewards.
Okay.
But
So not
keep in mind this though, right? Say you have 15 downlines, right? And say you're holding a 15 level or level 15 NFT. Not
mhm.
only are you going to get the referral rewards from your downlines, you're also going to get a higher piece of that dividend because you're holding a higher NFT, right? So the NFT has a kind of a multi system for itself, right? You can just buy the NFT if you wanted to and not even have a downline, right? If you just want to hold the
So
NFT, you can still get.
that's kind of like a liquidity pool then, huh? You guys are using buying the NFT, however many levels you have determines your percentage of the trading fee. So kind of like a
Yes.
liquidity pool.
Yes.
Correct. And then the taxes, right, that from the sales and the buys are feeding
Uh,
that. We call it kind of a rewards pool, right? It's feeding that rewards pool, and that's the dividends that are being paid out, right? So the more the project grows, the more people are buying and selling alpha, right? The more people involved in the project, the higher that reward pool is going to go, right? Because you're claiming, you're compounding, you're selling, you're in the ecosystem. That's just going to drive that pool up, which will be more dividends for the NFT holders.
Beautiful. And forgive me, I think I missed it. What's the buy and sell taxes?
The 12% for sell taxes, right? The buy and deposit is 13%, right? So you have a buy deposit tax of 13%. It also breaks that down if you're curious of the allocation of that in the actual
Yeah,
white
please.
paper. And yep,
Which which
five
page?
percent, five, very very towards the bottom. Keep going down. Yep, next I believe. Keep going.
No, this
Keep
is the this is
going.
the
Is
this
that
one's
the
the
end?
ad.
Let's
Yeah.
see. You are going to be on page, give me 2
24.
seconds,
It's
20,
24.
24. Perfect. And you can display that, and it will actually show the breakdown of the allocation of all the taxes. But kind of circling back, the buy and deposit tax is 13%. Okay. The sell tax is 12%. And there's also a claim or a withdrawal tax of 12% as well, right? So if you claim, you're going to pay 12%, and then when you go sell, you're going to pay 12%. But just know that that money is going back into the pool to help fund the rewards pool for the NFT holders, right? So it's all within the ecosystem.
Okay, cool. Okay. Tell me, where does the team get paid? Where is the dev fees? Where is the team allegations? How do you guys get paid?
Uh, excuse me, absolutely. So I believe, let me see, the white paper, go boom, boom, boom. I believe,
The
I know we're
team got
taking
paid. The
less.
team got paid just through alpha tokens on the onset. Everything else is kind of with the project. It's between marketing and different stuff. But The team got paid through tokens on the onset, and that's about it.
Here we go. Yeah, it was. That's what I was looking for. 6% is what it says in the white paper. We're actually taking 3% instead of 6%. So the team is 3% of overarching alpha, right? Goes to none, and that doesn't go to the team. Like Mill said, that goes to marketing. That goes to all the above. Not just the team itself. But
just for clarification, I'm not one of those people that is mad at you guys for getting paid. I want you guys to get paid very well, because that's incentive for you to keep making this good, to keep showing up, to keep doing this stuff. So I'm not I'm not one of those people.
That's fine.
Oh no worries.
We're just saying is what happened is the team got tokens, so it's not a constant, everything that comes out of the taxes, the team is going to get a portion, because sometimes there's no incentive because I'm just going to get paid either way. So the project has to succeed for the team to be paid on the level as everybody else.
Yeah, and to add that clarity, right? Every piece that the team receives, we're playing the game just like everyone else, right? You have to it goes right into the vault, and we're playing the same game, right? Yeah, the long game. But I just wanted to point out that I know the white paper says 6%. We actually took less than that for marketing and for the team. I believe it's 3% actually. Is what we're looking at.
Okay.
But very good question.
Okay. It's one of my favorite questions. I think the biggest problem in this space is devs not getting paid enough, and they're worried about FUD because FUD can kill the project. So, they'll rug before the FUD can kill the project, because they're like, oh, money is over. But if they're getting paid, to perform, whether FUD happens or not, they still have a vested interest in it. I'm all for that.
Yeah, and also with marketing too, right? Like if somebody gets tokens for marketing, right, to help out, you promote the project, right? Those promoters also will want the same as everyone else, right? You push, but promote Alpha 365 within your communities. We want it to do very well, right? Because I think others have said this with other projects, right? Without the community and just everybody in DeFi supporting these projects, it's what's the end game, right? You need to have support from the community, from the team, from outside, from external resources, all the above. So I would say this, right, and just yourself and everyone, right? We very appreciative of all the promoters that are helping us out, that are on board with Alpha. I would just say, to yourself and everyone, keep pushing the project, right? Keep singing it from the mountaintops, everything Alpha 365, because the more we reach, the better the project's going to do, and the better everyone's going to do, right? Because if Alpha 365 wins, everyone wins. It's simple as that, right? We can have all the marketing in the world, but if we're not getting any returns on it, it's, it is what it is. But, we're early on. We got a lot of good promoters, yourself included, with us, right? So we're very hopeful, but I just wanted to say that, right? Like we all need to push for Alpha 365. The team's developing. The team's, there's a few things we'll talk about here shortly that's coming. I know everyone's excited for Omega with sports betting, and with the NFL season being underway and the NBA season to come, right? And then some of the football, the European football and championship matches and things of that. But I think it's going to take all of us guys to make DeFi a better space, right? Every time I turn around, I keep hearing of, this rug or that rug, and the team here, especially backed by Tony. I'm here because of Tony is trustworthy. I trust Tony. He created MDT, Piston. I wouldn't be here without Tony, right? So, I just wanted to kind of get that out there to him. I think it's important to say that, everyone needs to push for the success of these good projects. Elephant Money's killing it, right? I know BT says the same thing. I see SK listening here. You gotta be involved, right? And kind of push through all the slush, all this, this rug here and rug there to get just the projects that are really here for DeFi, for the investors. But yeah, I'll get off that soapbox now.
Okay. Somebody had a question so far, and I thought it was cool. What are the outside earnings statistics so far? Is there a Dune analysis or something for that?
Uh, no Dune analysis just yet, right? We have about 13K invested in Elephant Money right now, and we're getting about 1.5 to 2.5% daily on that. We're also looking at additional resources, right? Omega is going to be huge from the betting piece, which will be launching, here shortly. We'll talk about that as we get down to the roadmap. And obviously, we think the AVC is going to help as well, right? With providing funds back into the project, right? Our goal is to continue build as many steps of sustainability as we can, right? We want to take external revenue and just pump it right back into alpha. So right now we got 13K in Elephant, we got Omega, and we actually have another piece that's a launch. It's called the Big
The
Bang
Big Bang.
Jackpot. Yeah, you want to talk about that, Mel?
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much we can say as it relates to the Big Bang. Not to say that it's so far off,
Don't
but
tease me.
we're we have to. Um,
Don't do that.
we have
Don't do that.
Omega that we're looking forward to, and
Mhm.
right after Omega is going to be something called the Big Bang. It's going to be a nice jackpot that you would win USDC. This is in tokens, so this isn't tokens going into your vault. This is USDC into your wallet. So it's
Nice.
it's it's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I may, I'll touch on Omega now, right? It's going to integrate kind of sports betting, different faucets, right? Like we said, NFL, NBA, football league, football, right? Italy, Spain, Germany, France, England, all those leagues, championship leagues. Other columns are going to be added for other sports pairs. Omega is going to be $10 per bet, right? Normal fixtures, 1 times 2, right? So if you want to have more chances with 1x or 2x, it'll cost additional $2 per double fix, and you can max. You can make it a 3 pairs with a double fix, right? But $10 per bet we feel like is very huge, because I'll tell you why, right? We're also going to sell Omega NFTs, right? And Omega NFT holders are in for a treat, I tell you. You're going to receive a handsome 30% back from every bet, distributed based on the pull percentage in USDC. In addition to that, 37% of those bets are going to go straight into alpha liquidity. Okay? So as an NFT holder, you're going to get 30% back from every bet, and 37% of that's going to go into liquidity. So that we feel like is huge, right? That's why we don't want to give a date, but I feel like within the next, maybe 2 months, we'll have Omega launched, right? As we kind of get closer, we'll share a little more. I have a little screen grab I can share if you want of kind of some of the initial development.
Please, you can share your screen if you like.
Absolutely. I'll do that 2 seconds. I just want to give this example real quick, right? So think about this: 500 bets, $10 a bet, right? That's $5,000. A cool 1850 is going to flow into alpha liquidity. Now that's just that round of betting, right? While $1,500 will go back into the NFT holders pool. Now, if you happen to own one of the 100 NFTs sold, it's going to represent 1% of the total. You will receive a sweet 1% of that $1,500. So it's 15 USDC right back into your wallet, from your dividend pool.
There's only going to be 100 of those Omegas forever, or is that just the first round?
I think that's the first.
Yeah, we're still deciding, because maybe we do it where the NFTs are sold, and as they're sold, the prices increase. So it may be one pool of NFTs, and somebody that owns an Omega NFT can maybe end up selling it back, and somebody can purchase it. But that is still, it's still a developing.
Kind of like Unlimited from Elephant.
Somewhat, yeah. It's still something in development as it relates to the NFTs. But Omega is going to be absolutely crazy, especially with the sports betting, because I don't know about you being in Vegas, but I know about me. I love sports, and I love sports betting. I do it like every sport. So
When I moved here very young, and I decided to just stay away from that stuff. I don't even know how to play cards.
that's absolutely crazy. But yeah,
I
I think it's gonna be insane, the returns from Omega.
Yeah, and here's just a little screen grab, right? A screen capture. We'll drop this in the alpha chat after this AMA. But the teams had their head down developing, Omega, and then Big Bang jackpot after this, right? But like we said, we think this is going to be huge because everybody wants to sports bet, right? I mean, if you want to bet on your favorite NFL team or NBA team, $10 a pop, hey, who knows? But guess what? Every bet is going to feed that percentage that's going to go back into alpha liquidity. So that's why we feel like that's going to be one of our, we like to call kind of pillars of sustainability, right? And with the NFL season just getting started and, NBA season to come soon, and then all the football leagues over in Europe, we feel like it's going to be a huge success.
Very cool. Okay, so I'm just looking at the screen. I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, you took it away.
Oh, here, I'll share it again. Sorry.
I was just trying to break it down in my head, but that's fine. So, okay. In the meantime, there are 2 NFTs, right? No, let me go.
Well,
No.
there's the Alpha NFT now, and then there'll be the Omega NFTs that we'll be launching.
And so the Alpha NFTs are for referrals. You also get some
Dividends
the
from
trading.
the taxes.
But hey, remember this, right? The alpha NFTs are referrals, but you do not have to have a downline. You don't even have to be in the alpha vault to own the NFT. You can just buy the NFT and just want to take place of those dividends, right? So it has a multi piece to it, but I just want to point out that you do not have to be in one to be in the other. They're separated, but together, right?
Okay. So that's just for NFTs, and you get some of the taxes and trading fees. The Omega is just related to the revenue
betting.
from the sports betting. Do they boost each other in any way? Do they combine? Do they do anything together, or are they just separated?
It's separated, and the liquidity is going to feed into from Omega is going to feed into Alpha, though, right? That's where they're combined. Is that's the external revenue that's going to feed into the Alpha ecosystem or the Alpha vault, if you will. What were you going to say, Mil?
You said it.
Yep. Sorry.
Okay. I saw another question from the room that kind of ties in with my question. It's from Crypto God. He's asking, I know the contract isn't renounced, so I know that part. I know you guys aren't going to renounce a contract because you want to keep working. But the second part of his question is, can you still receive NFT rewards after you've maxed out your Alpha wallet? And also, too, I noticed that in my account, the NFT has a sort of expiration date. Can you speak on that and elaborate for me?
You want to share your screen again?
Mine? Yes.
Yeah, you can share it. You can. I gave sharing up. So the question was, can you still receive? You will still receive dividends. Yes, you will still get dividends, right? Because you don't even have to be in in the vault to even get your dividends, right? Because you're getting those from that separate rewards pool.
What page is that for me to share?
Oh, talking about dividends and the NFT.
Mm-hmm.
Page 20, I believe.
Yes, it's 20.
All right, cool. Okay. All right, so yeah, you can still get it. But what about the expiration date thing that I see? What's that about? It says before expiration, something. Your earnings before expiration. Oh, expected earnings before expiration. X3, and it says USDC. What is that about? Oh, yeah. So what is that about?
Yeah, the NFTs do allow you to get dividends and referral rewards up to a certain point. Um, I can't fully recall the calculation, but there is an expiration time on those NFTs and the amount of dividends that you receive. But the dividends will far supersede what the cost of the NFT is.
Would let's say that I start both at the same time, a vault and NFT, which one is likely to expire first? Do you know? Have you done the
They
math on
would
that?
they would be around the same time, but the question that you're posing is a
Mm-hmm.
great question. And before we give misinformation, let us you know look into it, and then we can always backtrack on it.
Okay.
But
Did
it's an
you want to
awesome question.
elaborate on that, DeFi Rebel?
Yeah, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, I can now.
Yeah, if you look at page I believe 22, right?
Okay.
You see that? So it talks about this right here, right on page 22. So basically, like Mills said, right, the percentage you're going to get is based off the level you're holding, right? So if you have a level one, I believe you're going to get up to 675 USDC back, right? So your X3, your expiration is 675 USDC, if that makes sense, right? And it kind of outlines it here as an example. So if each NFT holder will receive dividends from the Alpha Rewards pool up to X 3 times of the cost of the NFT after tax, right? So if I bought a $250 USDC NFT, right? Well, 250 times 3, 675.
Right, right. That's it right there.
Okay. All right.
You see what
Cool.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you bought 250 USDC NFT, I receive these dividends up to 675, 250 minus the 10% purchase tax, right? Is the X3. So the 10% purchase tax comes into effect there. But I think that's a pretty good example there on page 22. If any of your listeners are curious on how the dividends kind of max that you can receive based off kind of what your level of holding is, if you will.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah, thanks, DeFi. That's absolutely correct. I fully overlooked that. That's absolutely correct. That's the correct answer right there.
All right. So let's move on to the next part. What else do you want to tell us about it? I've got a few other questions, but actually, you know what? Let's stop here real quick. I want to go back to. This is like a two-sided question. What about the knowing that you guys have said that you've looked at all the other things that have gone wrong, gone right, and all that good stuff. What do you think is going to be your biggest concern as far as the LMS is concerned? Because I think we all know that most of the examples of the LMS have failed so far. What have you learned from that, and what have you done to mitigate the possibilities of, history repeating itself, so to speak?
Well, LMS is these liquidity management systems fail, right? Because they run out of liquidity, right? I mean, I
Right.
think liquidity in itself is the overarching thing that you have to look at. And at Alpha, right, what we want to do is try to bring in as many external revenues, streams as we can, right, to have kind of multi-pillars of sustainability. And we're starting that with the AVC. We think the AVC is a game changer, right? By paying that fee in back to the project, that will help continue to feed liquidity. Omega will continue to help feed liquidity after it launches, right? With that smooth percentage that's going to go right back into the vault liquidity pool. And the jackpot, right, which is Big Bang, it's going to call the Alpha Big Bang. That a piece of that is going to feed liquidity as well. And then we're also looking at different external revenues. Like you said, we have a little piece in Elephant Money. Elephant's doing very well. So I think the
And
more external revenue streams you have will help basically take care of that problem, because the more money you have it coming into because all the LMS is doing is just buying and selling to keep the token at $5, right, a pop, right? I mean, you could change that LMS, you can move it up or down, right? But the problem is liquidity to pay that out is what's at play. So with these additional external revenue sources coming in, that's going to take care of that issue, like you said, of the LMS failing, because LMS fails because liquidity fails.
Pretty much.
And just to add to that, I just want everybody to know that the team is building. The team is building for external revenues, just like you mentioned. We have Omega that's coming up pretty soon. After Omega, there's going to be something called the Big Bang, and a project that we can absolutely not even say what it's even going to name, it's already in the making after the Big Bang. So we have three different things that are going to come on stream. So at this point, it's just like you said, we have our different promoters and marketing team and what's not. So it's just that push to have that runway to get these different items on stream that will sustain the project. So the concerns about LMS is not even there.
Okay. Tell me, what do you think about, or have you guys thought about laws, the SEC? We all know what the SEC is doing right now. Enforcement through litigation. Whatever has your team thought about what could possibly happen if things change? Are you worried about the legalities? What have you done with that?
I think where you look at it, right, and Tony could probably speak better to this than I can, right? Is we're not creating a casino, right? It's just it's sports betting out of the gate. Now, different laws in different places, right? Like there's some things that you can't do in the U.S. that you can do in EMA, right? So that's always being looked at, right, and always looking to stay ahead of that and stay within the right side of that, if you will, right? But Tony has that in mind. The whole team has that in mind. So it's always in the forefront.
Okay. What else? What else did you? Go ahead.
I think that pretty much kind of wraps up, the Alpha Vault. I'm pretty excited. I kind of have an addiction to DeFi, right? And needing something to compound or something to claim or something to, as for a while there, I was kind of lacking. I kind of was jonesing for my fix here, right? I was jonesing for my fix here with Alpha 365, and some of the other projects I'm a part of. I think I got that, but I'll say this, right? Like Millen said, the team's building. What we're building is nothing but different avenues to sustainability for the overarching Alpha Vault and the overarching ecosystem. That's what we want, right? So I'll say, to everyone listening, to everyone that will listen, like I said, we're very, very, very appreciative of all our early supporters. Everyone knows who they are, right? We're appreciative of that. We're appreciative of everyone that supported before launch, during launch, and right now. So I'll say this, right? Other teams have said the same thing. If we want to be here, right, for the long haul and make DeFi a better space, we have to promote the good projects in the space, right? Like the Alpha 365s, like the Elephant Monies, like the other, so we want to continue just to kind of to make DeFi better, if you will, right? But we need everybody to do that, right? We can spend all the marketing money in the world and still, not get where we want to get, right? Because we want to make it where we don't care how many investors we have, right? We want to have all these additional streams of income to where it's like, hey, we can have 500 or 5,000, right? But to get there, we have to get over some of these humps, right? Some of these hurdles to get to that point, right? To that utopia, if you will. So we're hoping that all the promoters listening, everyone that's a part of our family, Alpha 365 family, please push the project, promote the project within your communities, because it's going to take all of us. Because I'll leave you with this, right? If Alpha 365 wins, we all win.
Beautiful. Talk to me about audits. What have you done to secure the code, make sure it's, bulletproof?
We've already did audits for the project. Obviously, there's going to be one or two concerns, with the contract not being renounced, and obviously we can't do that at this point because you still want to build things, and we have a lot of things installed. But the audit has been done. We have to remember the reputation of the persons with this that is running this particular project. So audits have been done. Everything's pretty good.
Okay. Do you guys know which one? Do you know which house you used, or not offhand?
Not off.
Oh, dog. Sorry. My dog wants my attention. This thing is scratching me. Okay, so all right, we've talked about the Alpha Vault,
Yeah.
the
OX. Oh,
NFTs. Oh, go ahead.
sorry, I was muted. OX guard.
Oh, XGuard, Oxguard. Okay, thank you, thank you.
Yep.
Uh, okay, so I was saying we've gone over the Alpha, the Omega. I like that. Where's Delta? There's no Delta. My brain wants a Delta.
Uh,
Sorry.
we may need to coin that, so who knows?
So tell me, what else is there to know about Alpha 365?
I think that pretty much sums it up, right? We're just continuing to build. We have the Vault, the NFT that's already launched. We have Omega and the Omega NFT on the horizon. After that, we have the jackpot or the Big Bang, if you will, right? And then we actually have another project that we think is gonna be huge. So the team's already grounding away on building 3 different other initiatives to try to feed liquidity and with external resources or external revenue for Alpha as a whole. So we're just the team will continue to build, continue to grind. We just hope that everyone can help us, and we can all be one along the way, right? So
Mm-hmm.
very happy
So
with. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, I was going to tell you to basically walk me through investing into the platform. Walk me through, like, pretend I'm a complete noob. I know the basics of DeFi. I have my wallet. I know how to exchange. Walk me through the basics of, setting up my account and getting started and going. Walk me through those.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You can browse. You can come in. We'd love to have you on our Telegram, right? If you're not there, we'd love to have you join us. If you're in the Telegram, right, we have a bunch of filters set up with rows that can help you. It's how to deposit, how to buy, right? For someone new, if you're not in the Telegram, right, you can browse to the swap page on the site. You can put in the amount of USDC that you would like to spend. Now you are going to have to approve the USDC first, right, before you can buy. So it don't let it confuse you, right? So once you put in the amount of USDC that you're going to spend, you go approve that within your wallet, and then you can actually execute the buy. So you're approving that first. Then you submit to the amount you want to pay for your alpha, right? Minimum is 10 alpha to deposit into a vault, right? Um, so you would then type in, your 10 alpha if that's what you wanted to do, and then you would just go swap, right? And when you swap, what it's automatically going to do is it's going to automatically deposit that into your alpha vault, and you will see that within the DApp under the vault. I guess sub page, if you will, of the alpha homepage there within the DApp. And the flip side of that coin is if you want to buy the NFT, right, you can simply go to the NFT page within the DApp, and you will be able to, again, approve that USDC that you want to spend for that NFT. And then you can actually go in and purchase that NFT. So you can start with level 1, 250 USDC, and then as you build your team, or as you progress within your team, you can level up that NFT at any time, right? As your team grows. So those are the two easiest. We try to make it as easy as possible, right? You don't have to go all over the place, pancake swap here or there. You just come right to the portal, right to the swap. You can, you approve a USDC, you buy your alpha, it automatically deposits to the vault. And then from your vault page, you can manage your vault from that point. Compound, claim, AVC charge, which we all said is about to come up in 2 days for everyone that deposited at launch, right? All the pre-sale tokens that went in or bought at launch, which was last Friday. And the same for the NFT, right? Just easy, come in, buy your NFT, and that's that.
Interesting. Is there anyone in the audience that has any questions right now for the team? I've got a few more, but I think.
Yes, I do have a couple questions.
Okay, go for it, sir.
What is the 1 month goal, the 3 month goal, and the 6 month goal for the platform?
I like that. Go on.
So the goal is to, and I would say this is the overall goal, and we're working to do this within some month, is to bring in as much external revenue as possible, because we've already known all of the missteps. That is why the team is constantly building as it relates to, again, like we said, we have Omega coming up. We have something called the Big Bang coming up. We have another project that is also in the works. The overall goal is to bring in as much external revenue as possible, because we know without it, it's not going to work. So that is the 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, 9 months, 1 year, and beyond.
Okay, I understand that. Now, can you sell these NFTs, or are they strictly belonging to you?
Now for the alpha NFTs, you can only sell them right back to the protocol, but there again, there's taxes involved with that, selling the NFTs back, and you would see those taxes basically on about page 22 of the white paper.
Yeah, it's a 10% buy and sell tax, 10% buy tax, 10% sell tax, and you sell that back to the protocol. So if you bought it, out of the gate and you wanted to sell back, I would recommend holding, right? Because you're gonna lose in taxes. You might as well hold and reap some of those dividends as the project continues to grow.
Okay.
So there's no secondary market for them at all?
Not right now.
No.
Right now, it's just back to the team, right?
Okay. And where do those go? Where do those funds go to?
Right back into the pool.
I like
The
it.
10% tax and the 10% tax and the 10% a purchase and sell tax of the NFTs also fund the rewards pool, if you will, right? Along with the alpha sell and buy taxes as well for the dividends.
So
Okay.
can you talk to me? Crypto God had the same question in the room, but I also wanted to ask it. Talk to me about the round robin system, because we've had some examples of how that can go horribly wrong. What have you done to mitigate? I don't want to keep picking on any particular projects, but we all know, we know. So,
I so I
so what do you think? What have you identified? What have you mitigated? What do you think you fixed? How do you
okay.
think you fixed it?
You're basically talking about self-referring. Um, there's only so much you can do as it relates to self-referring, but you would have to start different wallets. You'd have to start different wallets. There's different taxes. There's the AVC, because now when you start a different wallet, you have to pay the AVC on that wallet that you have now started. There's only so long that your vote would last. So you can do it, but there's going to be way more taxes for us.
Okay.
And the way that you're going to be able to claim, it won't be the same. You have to claim and you have to compound. So you can't compound into oblivion. So there's only so long you can compound to where that top wallet that you have is going to get reward. You have to claim at some point. So it's going to vary.
I do have like maybe one more question or two more questions.
$5.
Is there any focus on a off ramp? I see you guys are having betting, and you're having it be a 360 ROI DApp, and a lot of people, this is where crypto is going nowadays. People are trying to find an easy way to gain their money and off ramp their money, and they're not liking to have to search for a lot of places to go to move their funds. So is there going to be like a regular on ramp for like debit and credit in the works in the future? And will there be like an off ramp into your bank account, or maybe a card situation? Because I'm listening to everything that you guys got, and it's giving me real ARC vibes. And it's not bad, it's good, because ARC had a lot of good things going on with it, and it seems like you guys are working on fixing those things. So yes.
So absolutely nothing is off the table. You know, obviously we have to work towards a lot of different things, but absolutely nothing is off the table. But you know, everything is a work in progress. Once we can get the projects that we want off and ready to go and running, and everything is being self-sustained, then we can possibly look at, just like you said, the off ramps, the cards, the different things of that nature. Because you know, all of us have been involved in this DeFi space, and just like you say, you know, you're trying to work around the bridges and the centralized exchanges and different things of that nature, to where you can just have your card, you can make your funds, and you can spend your funds without having to jump through 3, 4, 5 different hula hoops.
That's
Exactly.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, and that's a really good point, Mill, because we just want to make sure that we build everything that we have in the hopper right now for Alpha to make this project sustainable through external revenues as long as possible, right? Once those things are in place, like you said, nothing's off the table.
Excellent. All right. Daniel had a question too. Let me find it real quick. It's a long question, but basically the gist is, what if partnerships? Oh, dog. Jesus. I'm sorry. My dog is like ridiculous. Thing is scratching the hell out of me. Sorry. What if partnerships? Anything set up? I know you have I know that you invest in protocols. Are you is there anything more than just investing in them?
Yeah, like I said, or like Millen was saying, right? Everything is on the table right now. You know, we're focused on Omega as a whole, right? Because we feel like that's going to bring a lot of sustainability to the project, to the protocol. We're open for partnerships, right? We have nothing, you know, substantial right now that we can talk about, because we are focusing on getting these couple additional avenues launched and feeding liquidity. But as we progress with that, right, we're open to partnerships, and we'll be looking for the right thing for Alpha in our investors, right? Because if it's not going to benefit our community, you know, we don't want to have a part of it. But if it will benefit our community and benefit both partnerships, right? Say we will take a look at that, but you know, we'll be very selective, right? Because we want to make sure any partnerships that are derived will benefit Alpha and the Alpha community. Because you know, we want to make sure our investors are going to be you know, getting the benefit from those.
And it's pegged at what? What is it?
Five
Pegged at,
USDC.
okay, I forgot. I almost forgot to ask that. Any other questions for the audience? From the audience, rather. No.
So
Caleb?
we actually have I don't know how you want to do it, Tim. A little giveaway.
Yeah. I've already picked 3 people so far, because based on participation. So those are Danny Joseph, MD. I don't know how to pronounce this.
So what we can do is we throw them in chat if you could. If you throw them in your chat or in your lounge, we can take those names and put them in a spin. And we have 20 alpha tokens to give away to a lucky winner.
Let me do that right now. In the meantime, everybody is unmuted. If you have any other questions, do participate, because then that's how you're gonna get a chance to win. I've already picked a few people that have participated, so that's how I got there. Let me grab the names for you guys real quick. Any other questions, Crypto God?
Oh, yes. I saw a good question come in there. It is multi-sig. We have a Genesis multi-sig for all contracts. So every contract that we have, it requires multi-sig.
Nice. Oh, yes. That's a good question, too. Let me add a piece to that. Who is in control? Who controls things? Who signs off on things? Who takes the money out and puts it in other protocol? Who is responsible? Who does the buck stop with?
Tony is in charge of basically, where funds are going and moving from. All the other guys actually play the role in the multi-sig as well, but Tony is the driving force. And again, we think that but his, I was an admin in Piston, right, and other groups, but I think that the previous work, right, speaks for itself. I trust Tony wholeheartedly. Like I said, that's why I'm here as a part of this project. And we saw what happened with Piston. It was all community driven, and like I said, multi-sig. Tony is kind of the CEO, if you will, of Alpha, and he has my trust behind him.
What would you be?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm just a little peon here.
All right. So this might be an unfair question. I feel the same way about myself, sir. If this is a little unfair, but still, I think it's appropriate.
I got three names, by the way, so far. I just put them in.
I got four.
What are your aspects on marketing?
Go ahead.
Okay, I think there's four there. What was the question?
What are your aspects on marketing? Is marketing going to be something that is generated through the community, or are you guys going to outsource marketing as well as have it homegrown?
A little of all of it. We have we have some persons that we're in contact with as it relates to marketing. It's going to be something that's ongoing. We would encourage the community to self-market as well, because Alpha goes, it will go for the community as well. But it's going to be multi-tiered. It's not going to just be, oh, we're just going to put it on the community. There's something in the taxes for marketing, and we will use those marketing dollars to do just that.
Okay.
Excellent. Any other questions, guys?
What are some avenues that you guys would think about using?
I try to, but
X money. X money.
No, I just lost my train of thought. I was just about to say it, and the next crypto guy came out, and I just lost my whole chain of thought.
That bastard.
Excuse me, my brother. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, come back if you.
It's all good. It's all good. Because I was thinking the whole time since I just came on, like, what, I don't know, but yeah, all the questions here have been asked. So yeah.
Okay. Well, since you have the stage, what are your thoughts on the project, sir? Yeah, I mean you are.
I think that this can actually go quite a long way. Just as long as everybody everybody is all ridging into wanting a place to do this and do that with their money or to park it. So going again with saying with the compounding stuff, but then how do we know of sure the stability of the alpha tokens?
Who wants to take that?
Well, just like we said, we have some funds that we're using for external investments. We're creating our own products to ensure stability. We just need that early runway to have the time frame to build on those things. But we see it working out pretty well.
So yeah, so our only attraction is to keep our people within our circles, is like the investors and stuff. Like, what's gonna keep attracting us into this, like to keep going along? Oh, okay, we're making money, blah blah blah, and so much and so on. Like, what's the next stretch?
I think that's always what you
once
want
everyone is claiming.
If you're making money, I think you're gonna stay in return. That's, I mean, I don't think you're going to go anywhere to make the money.
Yeah.
But I think that's the overall end goal. We're just working on making sure the project is sustainable. We have external revenues that can keep the flow of things. Maybe you start your wallet with your 1 vault, and you say, "Damn, well, shit, I should have done 10 at one time." And you see that it's working out, and you see that this is going to be here for the long haul. These guys are really working. They're doing exactly what they said they're going to do. So we're working on the external revenues. Um, we're working on marketing. We would like the community to work along with us for marketing, um, so we can have that runway to get the products that we want to put in place to make sure everything is sustained properly.
And to add to that, I think that, by developing new products, right, we'll continue to bring people into the protocol, right? Like for Omega and sports betting, you can come sports bet. You don't have to be part of Alpha, but maybe if you do come sports bet, you're like, oh, what is Alpha about, right? Oh, well, let me look at this. Oh, you know what? This amount of funds is going from these rounds of bet back into this liquidity pool here. Maybe I want to get a piece of that liquidity pool, right? So we think that will bring people in. And then just again, like the big bangs coming, there's going to be different kind of faucets of that, which will pay in straight USDC. So we think if the team keeps developing, right, keeps bringing what people want, right, which we think people want sports betting. No one's done that yet, kind of integrated that with an ROI adapt. So we think that will bring a certain demographic, in a certain a person in to play, and then maybe those that are looking to play some round in Big Bang to maybe win a potentially decent amount of USDC. It'll bring those in, right? We think as we continue to bring those products, right, people will just trickle in as well. Like we said, we got marketing funds, we got marketing in play. We have some deals with some promoters, out of the gate, right? So we're looking to, but again, right, I know I've said it. I don't want to beat a dead horse here, right? But I think it takes everybody to push these projects, not just, like I said, you can pay, $100,000 to a marketing firm, and they're not going to get, and if you don't get the returns, what do you have? You're $100,000 less, right? So I think it's up to all of the community and the family just to kind of push or promote, the protocol, right, and just make DeFi a better space, because every time you turn around, there's a rug here, there's a rug there, and we're here for the long haul to provide something for people looking for something good in the space, right? Alongside other projects that are out there doing well. We think that there's enough room for everybody to succeed that has the right their heart in the right place, right? None of this tomfoolery here or there, right? We want to make sure that the community has good things ahead.
Well, son, I got a question for you.
What a great.
Go ahead, X-Money.
Thank you for summarizing all that for me and for the rest of us here.
I've got a question for you guys.
Go ahead, Theo.
I know this is a little unfair, but I still want to ask. What do you think?
What are you breaking up? What?
What do you think went wrong with Piston, and how can you make sure that history doesn't repeat itself?
Well, I can tell you what went wrong with Piston, right? Piston was great, amazing developers, amazing team, liquidity, right? The external revenues, just didn't exist and or didn't come fast enough, right, to help sustain that protocol. And especially if you look at the time in DeFi, right, when Piston launched, you had, I think sellouts immediately, $1 million liquidity, right? But you look now at this time in DeFi from what Piston launched in April of 2021, right? So you look now at this point in time, I don't think if you launch Piston now, you would get the same type of movement if you got then, right? Because excuse my French, right? DeFi shit right now. It's just shit, and people are looking places to participate, to park their money, like you said, right? And we just want to give an avenue for that. But I think that's what you said. If you said what happened to it, well, liquidity, right? That's what happened to it, right? I think it was a great team, a great product, a great project. But without those additional external revenue sources, right, it's nothing's going to last, right? So that's why you keep hearing us like a broken record over and over again talking about sustainability and building these additional projects, and with the Omega betting, right? All of that is the focus, because as soon as you provide external revenue, right, for the long haul, right? Like I said, sports betting, the ABC itself, we feel like is huge out of the gate, right? But if we have Omega feeding the liquidity pool, we have Big Bang, the Big Bang feeding the liquidity pool. We don't care if we have 500 members or 5,000 members in the Alpha Vault, right? Because guess what, right? That those external revenues are just going to keep feeding the community that's been with us since the start, and everyone's going to win. So that's at least how we feel about it.
Okay. Another question real quick. Is there, in the alpha NFTs, is that unlimited supply, limited supply? I forgot to ask earlier. It's coming back.
Yeah, right now we have 1,000 NFTs that we're selling. I mean, we'll reevaluate when we get, towards that number, but that's where we are right now.
And it's you already told me the scale, so yeah. Okay.
Yep. I'd say this. I do have a pressing matter. I got 10 minutes and a hard stop on the top of the hour. Sorry, I just throw that out there so we can get the spin in. I want to make sure we get these tokens given away.
You answered everything perfectly, sir. You answered everything, all my questions at least, and I pinned the 5 names so far that are eligible. If that's enough, we can go from there. If not, we could try to grab a couple more people. You tell me.
I mean, it's fine. It's who's there. What we would need those persons to do is those same names. We just need them to drop a hashtag Alpha365 in our Telegram chat, and we'll do the drawing there.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I can do the spin right now, Mill, if you want.
Yeah, that's fine too.
Okay. Feel free to share your screen. You can go in the room again and you'll find the list. It's I just pinned it.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne.
I see the 5. So yeah.
What about your boy X Money? We're not going to throw him in there. He had a bunch of good questions.
Bruce Wayne is X Money.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. I didn't know. Okay. Yep.
I got him covered.
Gotcha.
Paying the attentions.
All right, hold on a second here, guys.
Thank you. Let me make sure they have Let me make sure they have the link to the Alpha 365 room before I set them up for failure. My computer is going so ridiculously slow. If one of you can post the link to the room. No, I got it. I am forwarding it to the room. Actually, I'm going to forward a bunch of stuff to the room.
Sounds good. Yeah. And like I said, we'll do the spin here, but thank you very much to you and your community. Really appreciate the opportunity to come here. I know you guys asked a lot of good questions, a lot of tough questions, and hope we answered them, the best we could to our abilities. Again, right, we'd love to have you guys come over and say hello in our Telegram. If you haven't checked us out yet, come check us out. Any questions that you're left with, feel free to come ask in the Alpha 365 official group, and we'll get those answered, or find the right answer for you. So once again, thank you for being a gracious host, and here we go.
And hopefully I'll see you guys again, perhaps in maybe a month or two, to give me a
Yeah, because we have all of those stuff coming on board. So IP moment. I think IP has won something with us before. I'm not sure.
Well, there we have it. IP moment. Please send a DM with your wallet address, and we'll make sure you get your 20 alpha tokens, sir, into your vault.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much for being here. I appreciate you taking the time and explaining this to me like I was 5, because I am 5 mentally. And so thank you again. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys can do. It seems like you guys are a fairly experienced team, and you seem to know what you're doing. So I expect quite a bit from you guys. So.
Well, we'd love to come back and talk about Omega, right, when we get close to that launch too. So that'd be great. Appreciate it. And yeah, hope we bring some good stuff.
Yeah, you know where to find me, sir.
Yeah. So
All All righty.
Appreciate
Well,
you
have a
guys.
good
It was
evening,
good
everyone.
listening to you guys, by the way.
You
I was
too,
at the
sir.
gym. I had a good workout.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Very good.
Really appreciate it.
You guys
Yeah,
are
come,
awesome. Thank you.
come
All
say
right,
hello,
thank you.
guys. Come say hello. All right. Bye-bye.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
stopping in.
we'll do. Bye bye.
All right.
Bye bye. I'm gonna hit the let me hit the stop recording.
That was so cool.
Thank you for your participation, sir.